What's up, guys? This is RG, and I'm going to give you another high definition broadcast. This time it's going to be on the PvP Wizard Theorycrafting. First, before I get into it, I'm going to go ahead and ask you guys to send me your builds. So what you have to do is, all you have to do is highlight the URL and then copy paste it into a message or a comment on my channel, and I will review it. And if I think it's a good build, then I'll go ahead and post that. But what we're going to do is we're going to work through the build. I'm going to give you my criticisms of it, and you're going to tell me what, maybe argue your point. And if you argue your point well enough, I'm going to keep it exactly how it is, and I'll just post it, and I'll say that it's, post your name, say it's your build, and that I agree that it's a very good build that you can use. Make sure that it is either you label it PvP or PvE, because or you could say it's a hybrid. You could use it for PvE and PvP, but make sure you think it out pretty well, because I'm going to be criticizing it, giving you some constructive criticism on it, and we're gonna hammer it out until it's a really good build, and then I'll go ahead and post it on my YouTube channel, and I'll give you the credit for it. So here we're gonna go and get into this now. The first skill we're going to go for PvP Wizard is Rare Frost. This is going to be a very different build from my first PvP build for the Wizard. It's not totally different, but it does have quite a lot of the same skills, but it has different passive skills and another different active skill. This one is moderately the same. So Rare Frost, you're going to project a ice beam, and it's going to do a lot of damage to them, slow their movement speed and their attack speed. But then again, it's only going to attack one target at a time. But it's very good skill, high damage, and gives you two different types of debuffs. We're going to equip this with the Snow Blast. It's going to increase damage over 1.5 seconds. So 1.5 seconds, it is going to go all the way up to 371% weapon damage per second instead of 270. So 101% weapon damage increase over 1.5 seconds. So I previously had geared this with the Cold Blood, which reduces the cast cost to 6 arcane power per second, but I thought to myself, how long are you going to be standing in the same place before somebody just starts to target you and you have to run away? And you're going to have to stop casting. So I thought, maybe I should switch it up, because now you can get arcane power increasers, so for your signature spells that increase arcane. So right now I use the damage increase instead, because you're gonna be sitting there maybe for like 2 seconds, 3 seconds casting on somebody, and your weapon damage is increased. So that's what my idea there, the theory behind that. So we're gonna go with this magic missile, which is different from my first one. And you might be thinking, why would you go with Magic Missile instead of Electrocute? Well, this is where it differs. You could go Electrocute, or you could go Magic Missile for a signature spell that revitalizes your Arcane. So we're going to go, for right now, I'm going to say go Magic Missile because I have a synergized passive skill with it. So we're going to go Magic Missile, and we're going to go with Seeker. So now the missiles track the nearest target, and damage is increased to 130% weapon damage as arcane. So you have two different types of damage here. You have arcane damage, and you have frost damage. So that's another plus there. And it also now tracks the nearest target, so you don't have to actually hit the target perfectly dead on. You could kind of like hit it a little bit near him, and it'll act like a magic guiding arrow, or a hungering arrow, that is, and it'll track the nearest target and hit them like that. So next one is going to be teleport, and we're going to use this teleport to pretty much get away from our enemies. And it says for 10 seconds after you appear, you will take 25% less damage. So you're taking 1/4 of the damage every time you teleport for 10 seconds. So that's usually when you teleport, it's because you're trying to get away from a target that's trying to kill you. So definitely want that 25% less damage after you teleport. So that's very just pretty much a needed skill. You're gonna have to have that safe passage. Next one you're gonna have is Diamond Skin. So we're gonna equip that with the Crystal Shell, which increases the maximum absorption amount to 7,959. That's because if you are at the last of your life and you need to survive, you're gonna want to pop this diamond skin and have it have the maximum amount of absorption. This like increased duration is not gonna help you that much at that point. It's gonna be you're gonna need the maximum amount of life absorption so that you can get your other skills up, slow time, frost nova, teleporting away, this type of thing, so that you're able to survive. So definitely want to keep that absorption amount really high. So we're gonna get that with the obsidian rune. Next one is gonna be slow time. So this one pretty much has a big bubble, and the movements and attack speeds are reduced by 35%, which also synergizes with the Ray of Frost, so their movement and attack speed is going to be really decreased if they're slow timed and you're Ray Frosting them, which you should be doing. So definitely going to want that with the it also gives them a 31% more damage debuff when they're inside the bubble, a slow time. So the best thing they could do is probably get out of the bubble. And the bubble of slow time lasts 10 seconds, so that's going to give you a good amount of time to regenerate your teleport, which has a 16-second cooldown, and your frost nova, which has a 12-second cooldown. So that's going to be awesome. If you catch them in a slow time bubble, you can also use your frost nova, and it'll also give you 34% more damage while the target is frozen or chilled by frost nova. So for 3 seconds, they're going to be taking that 34% more damage. So that's pretty awesome if you're able to catch them with a slow time or frost nova. Or you can actually just slow time them, and then if they're trying to run away from you, run up to them, frost nova them, so they're caught in the slow time and frost nova while you're using your Ray of Frost on them. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into the passive skills now. So this Astral Presence increases your maximum arcane power by 20 and increases power regeneration by 2%. Or 2%, 2 per second, sorry. So it's arcane power increased by 20 and arcane power regeneration by 2 per second. So you're pretty much gonna need that as a wizard, because you're gonna need the maximum arcane power as well as the regeneration you get from that. Next thing I'm going to go is Temporal Flux. So whenever you deal arcane damage, enemies are slowed by 24% for 2 seconds. So if you look at this Temporal Flux, you remember that our Magic Missile is doing arcane damage. So every time you go to increase your arcane power, so let me go ahead and get into this next first. So every time you cast a signature spell, you gain 5 arcane power. So that means this is a signature spell. Every time you cast a spell, you're getting 5 arcane power. So not only are you regenerating arcane power with this Astral Presence, you're also regenerating arcane power innately as a wizard. They regenerate arcane power back even if you're not doing anything or doing any signature spells. So this is going to increase that regeneration, as well as this Prodigy is also going to increase the regeneration if you're spamming magic missiles. And remember, this is Temporal Flux. Whenever you deal arcane damage, enemies are slowed by 24% for 2 seconds. So if you're spamming magic missiles on them, then you're pretty much slowing them indefinitely with this 24%. Without using any arcane power at all, you're actually gaining arcane power when shooting this. And remember, it's actually a tracking device, so it actually homes in on the target. So you don't have to actually skill shot them. And skill shotting, it's sometimes very hard to track down players with a skill shot that just goes straight. So they could juke you, and by juking you, that's telling you that's running out of the way. So pretty much they're gonna run out of the way of the missile shot, and that's what you call a juke. Or you can also juke someone, like if they're chasing you and they jump in the wrong direction, and you just like say teleport in the direction that's opposite of that, so they would get a longer distance between you two. It's like a juke. So if they juke your magic missile, then you're not going to get any arcane back. If you're really confident in yourself with magic missiles, you could switch this to attunement. So that's going to be, you gain 5 arcane power, and then you can switch this off to this Prodigy off to Unstable Anomaly, which anytime you reduce below 20% life, you release a shockwave that knocks all enemies back. You could do that. You could do the decreased melee damage. You could do the reduced all cooldowns by 20%, or you could do glass cannon, which increases all damage done by 20%, but decreases armor and resistance by 10. For now, I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Seeker because I'm pretty good with skill shots. I'm not gonna say that I'm gonna hit it every 100% of the time, but if I have missiles that track the nearest target, I'm gonna say that I could hit someone 100% of the time, which is what you're gonna need when you need arcane power back. You're not gonna want to just keep spamming magic missiles. You wanna be able to use your Ray of Frost and you know, your teleport. So you need to pretty much use those magic missiles to be able to use your Ray of Frost. So yeah, you're gonna and I recommend it because there's gonna be a huge amount of damage with the Ray of Frost, and you're gonna be able to get your arcane power back with the magic missile. So there you go, guys. I hope that was a good build for you guys, and you agree with me, and that you're gonna use it when the Diablo 3 comes out and PvP is active. Again, please send me your guys' builds. I will take it into consideration, and I will go ahead and try to hammer out the flaws of the build with you, and put my input onto it, and we'll make a build that is totally different than mine, or maybe a little bit different than mine, that still works for PvP or PvE. So thanks, guys, for watching, and thank you guys for commenting and giving me all that good feedback. And thanks for subscribing and all that. So if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that button. And yeah, thanks again, guys. Take it easy. Peace.